and welcome to the Singapore International 2020 tournament, which is in its 5th edition at this beautiful, iconic location, which of course is the Padang. The very first match here was played close to 200 years ago. So let's have a look at this beautiful club and its history. The Singapore Cricket Club was founded way back in 1852, making this one of the oldest and most prestigious destinations in Singapore. It was built around this majestic ground called the Padang. Nestled among Singapore's iconic buildings, the Padang has an incredible history of its very own.
The cricket was first played at the Padang in 1837 and the clubhouse was formed in 1852. So it's almost 200 years for cricket on this ground. Over the years, we've added different games. We've added tennis, squash, rugby, football. But it's always been called a cricket club, and that's what we do, play sports.
Padang is an iconic ground. I think this is the ground where Sana Jasuria back in 91 scored the fastest 50 in 48 deliveries. So it's an iconic ground. You haven't seen anything like this in Asia. So it's from that perspective. And given it's Singapore, which is tiny, but cricket still is at the heart of Singapore. Doesn't get any better than this.
Although the Singapore Cricket Club has evolved into a multi-sports facility, cricket still remains its first love. This hallowed ground has witnessed a fair share of international action and has become the go-to destination for ardent cricket fans and enthusiasts in the region.
From the 1960s to 70s and 80s, we've had almost all test-playing nations come and play here. We've had legends of the game like Clive Rice, we've got Almin Kalicharan, Gordon Greenidge, Dennis Lilly. They've all come and played on this ground. And it also helps the fact that we've got a good expat population, boys who played high level of cricket in their countries. And their networking helps to get the big marquee players to come and play here. It's a very healthy local league. You've got almost 20 to 30 teams playing in different leagues. And it's picking up.
The Padang is in the heart of the Little Red Dot, and no stone is left unturned to ensure that it remains the country's pride.
Probably the best cricket ground in Southeast Asia. We take care of it. We spend a huge amount of money to make sure the grass, the pitch is well kept. We have a pitch expert from Australia that comes in every few months to have a look at the pitch. We import the soil of the pitch, so we really take care of it. We try and involve the local schools. We try and we started a JSM scholarship, where local kids can join the club, JSMs for free. So we look after the ground, we try and look after the sports we play, and we try and be a responsible citizen in the country and try and involve the schools to come and play. It's a great experience for the kids to have cricketers from India, from Australia, from New Zealand, South Africa. They all play the same sport, but they all play it differently. And for a kid to get in the minds of people who played first-class cricket is a huge experience. And we hope that continues. We have 7 kids from the club who are part of the SEA Games national squad. Some of them are playing yesterday. So that's a contribution to cricket and to the country.
The SCC T20 International Tournament is an inter-club tournament where the best clubs from all over the world are invited to come here and play. This year's edition has 8 teams in total. Let's have a look at the format and how this tournament is expected to play out. The Singapore Cricket Club T20 International Tournament is an inter-club tournament that brings clubs from various countries together. The first one was held in 2009, and this year's comeback, after a gap of 3 years, marks the 5th edition of this contest, at the back of a grueling 9 months for the organisers.
Organisation of the tournament started about nearly 12 months ago with me asking Push to be the chairman of the tournament. He didn't realise what he was getting himself in for, but he agreed. He'd come back to Singapore from Hong Kong and he was very involved in the section before he left. And then he came back, agreed to be chairman, and then we put the committee together around Push, and so we've been working on this for nearly 12 months now.
it has been a struggle, but the club has been very supportive. I have lovely 6 committee members who put in their heart and soul behind making this tournament happen. And so I think we've collectively worked very hard, and the sponsors have supported us without a doubt, without any question. So we are glad we are able to put the show on the road. And given it's cricket, everybody sort of joins hands.
There has been tremendous support for this tournament from the local and international community across various verticals, from restaurants to wine companies to digital media platforms.
We have a lot of expat customers here, so we decided we'd come up and look after them up here. And one of our Steve, who works for us, he was based here in Singapore for many years, so he organised us to come along.
I guess first and foremost we chose wines that we thought would suit this lovely climate. So yeah, with the whites we chose some really fresh, sort of zesty Sauv Blancs and Semillons just to bring along for today because it's so refreshing for everyone. And in regards to the reds, a lot of people here love our really, really big reds, so we brought a few of those along and some of our premiums as well, but also a few lighter drinking styles like the Merlot as well. So
I have always been fascinated about coming and playing over here, so he told us about this initiative and about 6 months back, and we were very keen to connect with different sports. We do soccer, we do cycling, we wanted to get into cricket. So Dimension Data is an IT services, cloud services company, and we have started anchored around sports. In fact, our headquarters has a cricket field inside it. We sponsor Tour de France, and now we have a sports vertical as well. So we have connected sports people, connected stadiums as an initiative. We use technology to broadcast vitals from sportsmen like hydration, heartbeat, etc., and use decisions and then broadcast it forwards.
We're personal financial planners in Melbourne, Australia, and this is the 5th consecutive tournament we've sponsored the Melbourne Cricket Club at the SCC, and we're delighted to be able to do that and very proud to sponsor Melbourne in each of the tournaments to date.
Look, we really enjoy not only sponsoring the Melbourne Cricket Club but being part of the whole T20 experience. It's great. We bring a lot of young guys up here, and we watch them play cricket. It's fantastic. It's really good.
Global Citizen Forum is our CSR wing of the company. We run a listed company. We've just launched the first electric vehicle fleet in Singapore. So we are a technology company, and this is our CSR wing. So we are very happy to promote cricket because that's the passion of our chairman, Dr. M, and mine. Singapore needs heroes. So the local people need somebody who would show them that what cricket can do. And I think this tournament can give them heroes. The youngsters will follow them.
And that's exactly what Push Sharma intends to do with this tournament.
Well, we've done a lot. It's a bit different, as you can see. We invited 2 new teams to come and play for us. We've got a lot of action on the ground. We have cheerleaders that are here and dancing and cheering for the teams. We got a lot of food, F&B with Myra's, and it's eclectic. It's an atmosphere one would expect in a cricket tournament. We have commentators from India that have flown in, and we're quite excited. I think the crowd is obviously excited, minus the rain, of course.
One more notable difference this year has been the ICC's approval, which means current players can play. Naturally, this led to a bit of a scurry amongst the clubs to procure the best available talent.
We got international marquee players, so SCC as a club has never had players to come and play for them in the club. So we have the legendary Muthaiya Muralitharan, of course. We have Ed Cowan from Australia, who's an opening left-handed batsman, and we have Parvez Maroof, the all-star Sri Lankan player. So those really make the big difference. And then once the news went out that they are coming to play, all the other teams have started beefing up their play. So we have a very strong contingent from India as well, from Sydney, the SCG 11. And it's going to be a pretty tough competition. So we have a lot of legends of the game, including Sinhalese Sports Club, where you have international stars who've played for Sri Lanka fighting it out and try to win the tournament back from Madras.
So 8 teams in the fray and the round-robin format. The teams have been divided into 2 groups of 4 teams each. Defending champions Madras Cricket Club, SCG 11, Rowley National Cricket Academy and the SCC teams make up Group A, while Group B has the MCC, the Kowloon Cricket Club, the Sinhalese Sports Club and the Singapore Emerging Stars. The matches will be played over 3 days, the group matches simultaneously at the Padang and at the Indian Association ground, and then the action gravitates solely to the Padang for the semis and finals. Time now for a quick break here. When we return, we take a closer look at each of the teams and the players to watch out for. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now, with the kind of teams that have made their way to the Singapore Cricket Club for this tournament, give us an indication that this is going to be a pretty high-level cricket tournament. Let's have a closer look at each of the teams and, of course, the marquee players. With the Singapore Cricket Club's 2020 tournament all set to kick off, it's time to revive old rivalries and create new ones. The 8 participating teams have announced their squads. The Sinhalese Sports Club is the most successful first-class club in Sri Lankan domestic cricket. The history of this club goes back to 1899 when a decision was made to form an all-Sinhalese club. A host of players from this club went on to play for Sri Lanka. Mavanatapattu, Arjuna Ranatunga, Dhammika Prasad and Dilhara Fernando are a few of those illustrious names. This team won the first 2 editions of the SCC T20 in 2009 and 2011 and are definitely one of the favourites this time around. They've been a part of this tournament every time and, as mentioned, have taken home the trophy twice. This time round, they're being led by Sachitra Senanayaka.
Now the tournament and the game has changed a lot. So the first 2 years actually we won the tournament, and once we landed we know that we're going to win the tournament. But the last year we got to know that the game has changed a lot, and so the competition and competitive cricket is now obviously this year it will be more competitive.
Founded in 1838, the Melbourne Cricket Club is one of the oldest sports clubs in Australia and was instrumental in developing cricket in that country. It has been synonymous with success and been home to 41 players who went on to don their baggy greens. The Melbourne Cricket Club side is led by Matthew Brown.
Yeah, so we've got 4 teams at the Melbourne Cricket Club, and we try and put together the strongest possible sort of first 11 side that is available at the time. We have a lot of players who are in Brisbane at the National Academy, so they're obviously not available. In saying that, we do try and select some younger kids as well. Patrick Rowe is 16-year-old, so he's got some time off school to come over here. But we try and put a competitive team up and match it with the big boys. Last night, one of our players, Blake Thompson, has just been upgraded to a full contract. And Jackson Coop, who's a right-arm all-rounder, right-hand batsman, he's also on contract as well. So they're 2 stars coming through.
The defending champions will be looking for an encore. After denying the SCC a hat-trick in 2014, the club has brought a fresh lineup of players to take part in the tournament. Since its inception in 1846, the Madras Cricket Club has remained inextricably entwined with the history of Madras and later Tamil Nadu cricket. Jayakumar Harish leads the charge for this side.
This year, unfortunately, a lot of our international stars are were not able to make it because they have their TNPL commitments. We have got a fairly young side. It's a blend of experience and youth. So we have quite a first-class cricketers playing, like Ram Kumar, Satyajit Medappa, Vasudeva Das, and all those guys. So we hope that we'll put up a good fight and take the cup back.
The Singapore Emerging Stars is the new kid on the block and is a team comprising a mix of Singapore national players, associates, migrant workers and students. It is taking part in the tournament for the first time, and Nepal's national team captain Paras Khatka and Mehboob Alam are a part of this squad as marquee players. The team captain, however, is no stranger to this tournament.
Well, for me, personally, I've been playing the 5th edition. All the previous 4 editions I played this tournament except for playing the final. So I guess we are looking this year that at least we make ourselves to the finals. The team combination, we have a couple of players from Nepal and quite a few Singapore players. The reason is we have played against these players, so we know each other very well. And the team combination recently, for the last 3 months, we've been playing the World Cricket League. We recently did well. So as far as the team is concerned, everyone has played together and well prepared.
This is an invitational side formed by the SCG 11 members through their association with the club. Established in 2007, it's based on the models of the Marylebone and Melbourne cricket clubs, where members can play in social matches, join domestic and international cricket tours, and attend exclusive events. This team is a mix of youth and experience, led by Kamil Khan.
SCG 11 stands for Sydney Cricket Ground Trust. So it's a social club. So it's a fairly new club. It's formed in 2007. And it's for all the trust members. And we have ex-cricketers from first-class cricketers and international cricketers who play. So the social members and trust members get a chance to play with international stars. We've got Simon Keane, who's played first-class cricket. He's also played for Sydney Thunders. And we've got Cameron Merchant, who's played first-class cricket in New Zealand, and he also plays for first grade. And the rest of the boys are all young boys, and they are playing first-grade cricket. And some of the boys are playing for Sydney Thunders. We've got James Crossworth. He's a left-handed wicketkeeper batsman. So he'll be playing for Sydney Thunders this year, and he'll be the star for this series for us.
The Hong Kong club has tapped 7 national team players to take part in this tournament. KCC player Waqas Barkat will captain the side, which also includes a few fellow internationals, Kinchit Shah and Matthew Stiller. Originally formed as a cricket club in 1904, the Kowloon Cricket Club has developed into one of Hong Kong's largest sporting clubs, competing in a number of sports. Its head coach is Ryan Campbell, who is also the batting coach of the Hong Kong national cricket team. The Rowland National Cricket Academy was established in 1990 when 2 cricket personalities and professional coaches, namely Ian Smith and Owen Butler, combined their cricketing expertise and many years as both players and coaches to create the club. The academy is located in Boxburg, Gauteng, and was developed based on the Bob Woolmer Indoor Centre at the Pakistan Cricket Board in Lahore. The academy is active throughout the year and sets up matches with nearby clubs and teams, as well as participating in club tournaments. The host team does look the strongest on paper. It has shown its determination to secure a good result this time around with the signing of the world's leading test wicket taker Muthaiya Muralitharan, Aussie opening batsman Ed Cowan and Sri Lankan national player Parvez Maharouf as marquee signings. The club has played host to many international cricket events over the years, with the current tournament considered one of the premier club tournaments in this part of the world. The team is led by Captain Riaz Hussain, who has taken on this role for the 5th time.
I think we're going to give our best, and we're just going to take a game at a time, and hopefully we're there on Sunday at the finals. I did have a plan. I think everything has just been erased as soon as I met them. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think probably have to drop myself. No, actually, we haven't. We'll probably discuss this on game day tomorrow, and then see how we go.
The biggest draw this year is most certainly the former Sri Lankan ace spinner and world record holder Muthaiya Muralitharan, who will be playing after a 2-year hiatus from the sport.
Actually, retired long time now. Hopefully I haven't bowled for two years now. I think I was mainly coaching a little bit, mainly doing for Hyderabad Sunrisers for T20, mentoring them as well. And I do coaching in a little bit to Bengal every year for young spin bowling. Then other than that, few times I did for Australian cricket team for the spinners, coach them as well. Other than that, not much, because just enjoying myself retirement.
Murali is the world's most successful bowler with 800 test wickets to his credit. He would still be considered the old order despite having played in over 200 T20 games. But the legend is clear that cricket without the shortest format is a no-go.
When the players came to know about T20, they didn't, in subcontinent especially, they didn't value much. But interestingly, the IPL came and made the T20 so big. Now, without T20, there is no cricket.
Known for his philanthropy, Murali combines sport and charity in the Foundation of Goodness, an institution he has been partnering since the year 2000.
We are trying to create opportunity for the people who can't afford to get into these facilities. So we give the facilities and free of charge and try to make sure their life come better. So that is, sport is one thing in Sri Lanka is most important, is because we had for last 30 years big civil war. I think from the sport we can make sure that differences between the communities also make sure will get better through sports rather than anything else. It doesn't happen. So we promote a lot sports we play tournaments in affected areas in north and east, and make sure the young cricketers get involved in cricket rather than any other things.
Apart from playing for the SCC, this was also an incredible opportunity for the cricket-playing children in Singapore to interact with a player of Murali's stature.
Masterclass was a good experience with Murli. I learned a lot from him, especially the mental aspects of the game, how to adapt to situations, and it was good fun learning from a top class bowler.
The masterclass was actually an insightful experience because Murali was my childhood hero since I was about 4. I grew up in Sri Lanka, so seeing Murali get so many wickets and stuff, he inspired me as I grew up to improve my spin bowling, especially as an off spinner. And yeah, the masterclass really helped me, he gave me a lot of insight on my bowling, so it really helped me improve my off-spin bowling.
I think the masterclass was a really good experience, as especially learning from one of the greats, Muralidharan, who helped me with a couple of tips and tricks and helped me with some of my flaws, which will definitely help me in the future.
The masterclass was a unique experience. Learning from a legend of the game is not something that comes very often, especially being a spinner and learning from a spinner. Although he's an off spinner and I'm a leg spinner, it still was a very great experience. I learned a lot, some very valuable tips. It's going to take time to implement, but hopefully it will be done over the near future.
The masterclass was an amazing experience. Having someone of Murali's caliber come here and help me learn how to spin the ball properly and bowl properly will be really helpful for me in the future. He's definitely influenced some of my training in the future, definitely. So it's been great. It's been a great experience.
And that's a wrap for this episode of this very special show on the Singapore Cricket Club 2020 International Tournament. We will be back with all the action from the second day, as well as some more players to look out for and to chat with.